Jai Gurudev, yes, the role of yoga in physical, mental, and spiritual well being in how seems to neglect its health both physically and mentally. How does the Vedic tradition incorporate yoga as a holistic approach to healing? Yoga is an essential practice in the Vedic tradition, offering a holistic approach to health and spiritual well being. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji often speaks about how yoga brings harmony to the body, mind, and spirit. The practice of asanas or physical postures helps maintain the physical health while pranayama or breathing exercises and meditation help balance the mind and emotions, yoga also teaches us to cultivate awareness and mindfulness in our daily life, making it a complete system for personal transformation. For House, integrating a consistent yoga practice into his routine could help him improve his physical health, reduce stress, and develop a more balanced perspective on life. House often judges others harshly, which isolates him from those around him. How does the Vedic tradition address the practice of non judgment and its role in personal growth? Non judgment is a powerful teaching in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankati often emphasizes that judgment creates division and separation between people. When we judge others, we are projecting our own biases, fears, and insecurities, which cloud our perception of reality. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is taught that we must see beyond the outward appearances of people and situations and recognize the divinity within all beings. Non judgment helps us cultivate compassion, humility, and acceptance. It is through non judgment that we create space for true understanding, and it allows us to approach others with empathy rather than criticism. House's tendency to judge others harshly is a defense mechanism, but by embracing non judgment, he would be able to open up to deeper connections and inner peace. House rarely seeks clarity and guidance from others, preferring to rely solely on his own intellect. How does the Vedic tradition view the role of the guru in one's spiritual journey? In the Vedic tradition, the guru or the spiritual teacher is considered an essential guide in one's journey towards self realization and inner peace. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji often speaks about how the Guru is not just a teacher but a compassionate judge who helps us navigate the complexities of life. The Guru helps us discern truth from illusion and supports us in overcoming our limitations. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself acts as a Guru to Arjuna, imparting wisdom that leads to spiritual awakening. A true Guru brings clarity to the mind, removes obstacles, and awakens the deeper potential within us. For House, who prefers to rely solely on his intellect, a spiritual guide could help him transcend his limitations and provide him with the wisdom to heal his inner conflicts and relationships. House's emotional volatility and stress often overwhelm him. How does the Vedic tradition use pranayama or breathing exercises to calm the mind and body? Pranayama, the practice of controlled breathing, is one of the most effective tools for calming the mind and body in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches that pranayama helps regulate the life force energy or prana in the body, which has a direct impact on a mental and emotional state. Pranayama techniques such as Sudarshan Kriya, Kapal Bhati, and Anulom Vilom or Nadi Shodham Pranayama are designed to release stress, clear emotional blockages, and balance the nervous system. By focusing on the breath, we bring our attention to the present moment and allow the mind to settle. For House, practicing pranayama could provide an immediate way to calm the often overactive mind, reduce anxiety, and find mental clarity. The breath is the bridge between the body and mind, and by mastering it, we can regain control over our emotions and stress. House often rejects the idea of accepting his condition or his limitations. How does the Vedic tradition teach us to approach acceptance, or how is it key to healing? Acceptance is one of the cornerstones of healing in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches that acceptance is not about resignation but rather about recognizing and embracing the present moment as it is without resistance or judgment. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that we must accept both the joys and sorrows of life as a part of the divine play. When we accept our current circumstances, we open ourselves to transformation. Acceptance brings peace as it allows us to stop fighting against life and instead flow within it. For House, acceptance could be the key to letting go of his resistance and bitterness. By accepting himself, his flaws, and the situations he faces, he could allow for healing to take place and experience greater peace and harmony in his life. House's arrogance often prevents him from seeking help or showing humility. How does the Vedic tradition view seva as a means of cultivating humility? Seva or selfless service is considered a part of humility and spiritual growth in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji often emphasizes that seva is a way to transcend the ego as it involves giving without expecting anything in return. Through seva, we realize that we are not the center of the universe, and it helps us break down the barriers of pride and arrogance. When we serve others with humility, we experience deep fulfillment and a sense of oneness with all beings. In house, practicing seva could help him confront his ego and develop a deeper sense of compassion for others. It would remind him that true happiness comes not from accolades or personal success, but from contributing to the greater good. Houses relationships are often marked by emotional distance and an unwillingness to let go. How does the Vedic tradition teach us about detachment in relationships? Detachment in relationships is not about withdrawing or abandoning those we love. Rather, it's about freeing ourselves from the unhealthy attachments and expectations. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar Ji teaches that when we are attached to the outcome of our relationships or try to control the other person, we create suffering for ourselves and the other person. Detachment allows us to love unconditionally and without expectation, creating space for deeper connections and understanding. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks about performing duties in relationships with love, but without attachment. True love, as taught in the Vedic tradition, is free from possessiveness and ego. For House, learning to practice detachment in his relationships could help him heal the emotional wounds that keep him from experiencing true intimacy and connection with others. House is often consumed by negativity and pessimism. How does the Vedic tradition view gratitude as a tool to overcome these negative tendencies? Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar Ji teaches that gratitude helps shift our focus from what we don't have to what we do have. It's a practice of acknowledging the blessings in our lives, which cultivates positive emotions and helps us stay grounded in the present moment. In Ayurveda, cultivating an attitude of gratitude is believed to balance the doshas and promote mental and physical health. The Bhagavad Gita encourages us to see everything in life as a gift, which brings us peace and helps resolve feelings of lack or resentment. Perhaps incorporating gratitude into his daily life could transform his outlook on the world and help him shift from negativity to acceptance and joy. House's constant battle with his ego leads to much of this emotional suffering. How does the Vedic tradition use meditation to help overcome the ego? Meditation is one of the most powerful tools in the Vedic tradition for overcoming the ego. His Holiness Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji teaches that through meditation, we move beyond the limitations of the ego and connect with the higher self. Meditation helps quiet the mind, allowing us to experience a sense of oneness with all that is. The ego, which is driven by fear, desire, or attachment, is a source of suffering. Through practices like Sudarshan Kriya and other forms of meditation. We dissolve the layers of the ego and open ourselves to the pure, unconditioned consciousness that lies within. For House, meditation could be a transformative practice that allows him to transcend his egoic patterns and experience greater peace and clarity. House frequently neglects his physical health. How does the Vedic tradition, particularly Ayurveda, view health and well being as a holistic balance of body, mind, and spirit? Ayurveda, the ancient science of life, is a holistic system that emphasizes the balance of the body, mind, and spirit for optimal health and well being. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji often highlights that Ayurveda is not just about treating symptoms but about nurturing a lifestyle that promotes harmony and balance in all areas of life. Ayurveda looks at individuals as unique beings with different constitutions or doshas and recommends personalized approaches to diet, exercise, sleep, and mental well-being. By following Ayurvedic principles, one can maintain balance in the body's energies and prevent illnesses. For House, adopting an Ayurvedic approach to well-being could help him address the physical, emotional, and mental imbalances that contribute to his suffering, creating a more holistic and sustainable path to health. House often avoids confronting his inner turmoil, leading him into destructive patterns. How does the Vedic tradition view silence and what role does it play in personal transformation? Silence or mona is considered a powerful tool for personal transformation in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shishya Vishankarji emphasizes that silence is not just about the absence of sound but a state of inner stillness where the mind can reconnect with its deeper essence. In our modern fast paced world, silence allows us to step back from the constant chatter of the mind, helping us listen to our inner wisdom and experience true clarity. Silence also creates the mental space necessary for introspection, healing, and spiritual growth. For House, embracing periods of silence could help him break free from the cycle of overthinking and allow him to access a deeper emotional intelligence. A silence would offer him a chance to heal, to recalibrate his relationships, thoughts, and actions. House seems to believe he can control everything, but this often backfires. How does the Vedic tradition teach us to surrender to the divine will, and what impact does this surrender have on personal growth? Jagodev, yes, surrender or Sharanagati is a key teaching in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji often speaks of surrender as an act of trusting in the divine flow of life, letting go of the need to control every aspect of our existence. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that when we surrender to the divine will, we release the burden of constantly striving for control and outcomes, which frees us free from stress, fear, and anxiety. Surrender is not about giving up on life, but about aligning with a higher consciousness and allowing things to unfold as they are meant to. For House, the idea of surrendering could help him relinquish his constant battle with his environment and those around him, opening the door to greater peace, contentment, and a deeper understanding of one's natural flow. House's personality and health are often marked by extremes. How does the Vedic tradition view the importance of balancing the five elements of earth, water, fire, air, and ether for overall well being? In the Vedic tradition, the five elements, or earth, or prithvi, or water, or jala, fire or Agni, and air or Vayu, and ether or Akasha are believed to govern the body and the universe. Ayurveda teaches that maintaining balance between these elements is key to good health and well being. Each element is associated with specific qualities and energies, and imbalances between them can lead to physical or mental health issues. Gurudev Shishya Vishankarji teaches that through practices such as meditation, yoga, and pranayama, we can harmonize the elements within us, bringing balance to our bodies and minds. House's tendency to be impulsive and unpredictable could benefit from practices that harmonize his inner elements, helping him cultivate stability and clarity in both his physical and emotional health. House often trusts only his own intellect and rejects external help. How does the Vedic tradition teach the importance of having faith and trust in the divine? Faith or Shraddha is an essential aspect of spiritual growth in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches that faith is not blind belief but a trust in the divine intelligence and the goodness of the universe. Faith allows us to surrender our doubts and fears and align ourselves with a higher purpose. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks about the importance of having faith in the process of life, in ourselves, and the guidance we receive from higher teachings. This faith opens the doors to divine grace, which supports us in overcoming obstacles and growing spiritually. For House, cultivating faith could bring him the confidence to trust others and embrace life's unpredictability and approach his challenges with greater resilience and peace. House tends to be cynical and unappreciative of the people around him. How does the Vedic tradition teach us the importance of gratitude in enhancing mental health? Gratitude or Kritagyata is considered one of the most powerful practices for mental and emotional health in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji often highlights that gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have, fostering a sense of abundance and contentment. When we practice gratitude, we create a positive mindset, which leads to reduced stress and improved mental clarity. Studies in modern psychology have also shown that gratitude increases happiness and reduces depression. In Ayurveda, gratitude helps balance the mind and strengthens the immune system. For House, adopting a daily practice of gratitude, whether through journaling or simply acknowledging the kindness of others, could help him shift his outlook on life, improving both his emotional well being and his relationships with others. House is extremely hard on himself, which leads to emotional turmoil. How does the Vedic tradition view self compassion and how can it lead to healing? Self compassion or Atmadaya is a crucial element in the Vedic tradition for healing and growth. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches that In order to be compassionate toward others, we must first cultivate compassion for ourselves. Self compassion involves recognizing our own suffering and treating ourselves with the kindness and understanding rather than harsh criticism. The practice of loving kindness meditation or Metta Bhavana is one method for cultivating self compassion, where we direct love and kindness to ourselves as well as to others. Ayurveda also teaches that balancing the mind and emotions is essential for physical well being, and self compassion plays a vital role in emotional health. For House, learning to be kind and forgiving toward himself would allow him to heal his inner wounds, leading to greater emotional resilience and peace. House often isolates himself indoors, neglecting the healing power of nature. How does the Vedic tradition view the connection between nature and mental clarity? The Vedic tradition emphasizes a deep connection with nature, which is essential and seen as an extension of the divine. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji often speaks about how spending time in nature helps us reconnect with our inner peace, reducing stress and clearing the mind. Nature has a calming effect on the nervous system, and when we immerse ourselves in natural surroundings, we can restore balance and harmony to our body, mind, and spirit. Ayurveda teaches that the elements of nature, air, earth, water, fire, and ether, are also present within us. And by aligning ourselves with nature's rhythms, we can restore our internal harmony. For House, taking time to step outside and connect with nature could provide the mental clarity and emotional release he needs to heal and regain perspective. House is often abrasive and confrontational, leading to strained relationships. How does the Vedic tradition view ahimsa or nonviolence in the context of relationships? Ahimsa or nonviolence is one of the foundational principles of the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches that true nonviolence is not only the absence of physical harm but also the absence of verbal and emotional harm. Ahimsa is about respecting the dignity of all beings, including ourselves, and treating others with compassion. In kindness, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks about the importance of performing one's duties with love and non-violence as it brings about peace and harmony. In Ayurveda, non-violence is integral to a balanced and healthy life, as violent thoughts and actions creates imbalances in the body and mind. For House, embracing ahimsa in his relationships would help him break free from the patterns of aggression and defensiveness, creating space for healing, understanding, and deeper connection with others. House often displays a profound fear of vulnerability and failure. How does the Vedic tradition teach us to use faith to overcome fear? Faith is a powerful tool for overcoming fear in the Vedic tradition. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches that when we trust in the divine and in the inherent goodness of life, we can face our fears with courage and clarity. Fear often arises from the ego's attachment to outcomes and the illusion of control. Through practices like meditation and prayer, we can cultivate faith in something greater than ourselves, which dissolves the fear of the unknown and helps us face life's challenges with confidence. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna encourages Arjuna to surrender his fears and trust in the divine plan. For House, developing faith in the process of life and the support of the universe could allow him to face his fears more peacefully and with less emotional turmoil. House rejects rituals and routines in favor of his own chaotic methods. How does the Vedic tradition view the importance of daily rituals in maintaining mental, physical, and spiritual balance? Daily rituals or Nitya Karma are fundamental to the Vedic ways of life. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches that rituals provide structure and discipline, which help cultivate inner peace and focus. Rituals connect us to the divine and to the present moment, creating a sense of mindfulness throughout our daily lives. Whether it's a morning prayer, meditation, or simple practices like lighting a lamp, or offering flowers, these rituals foster a sense of reverence and gratitude. Ayurveda also teaches that regular routines such as waking up early, eating at set times, and engaging in daily spiritual practices are key to maintaining balance and health. For House, establishing daily rituals could help him bring order to his chaotic life, reduce stress, and develop a deeper sense of purpose and connection to the divine. Jai Gurudev.